Hello, loyal followers, and welcome any new subscribers to this YouTube channel. We had a new moon and solar eclipse in Virgo this morning, local time. So if you don't live on the east coast of Australia, do check for your own local time. This time with the new moon, we have slightly different activity to consider, since this is the second new moon in Virgo and also represents the changing of the lunar cycle. Both Saturn and Neptune are still retrograde. Now, the lunar cycle changes with having two new moons in one astrological month and is now being experienced in a whole new way until May 2027, when it'll change again. So, according to Molly McCord, whose references I will put in the notes, when the full moon in a sign occurs before the new moon, we can regard the full moon as showing us a new awareness, something we did not perceive previously, something that needs to be resolved before the next new moon. The full moon reveals more of what we are designed to feel, our vulnerabilities and our humanness. The energy around us is encouraging us to feel with our hearts rather than just rely on our brains and rational thinking, which is what I've been doing for most of my life. The moon reflects our emotions and our feelings. So, this new moon in Virgo is gathering in what has been realized and learned since we had the full moon 2 weeks ago at the lunar eclipse. And I suppose, like for me, it's been a bit chaotic. Things have been topsy-turvy all over the place. And if that is the case, it's because you are being prompted to question and make changes in your life. Molly suggests that there is a reflection of how we are growing emotionally through these cycles. And this is part of the feminine awakening on the planet. And we all have feminine energy in us, whether we are male or female genders. A day later, the sun moves into Libra, demanding that we balance our relationships. So it's much easier if we can make peace with who we are and fix what needs adjustment before we move into dealing with our relationships. At this new moon, we also have Saturn conjunction Neptune opposing the sun and the moon. Sun and moon, Neptune, Saturn. And this Saturnine energy can feel heavy and maybe like a blockage, but it is asking us to fix something before we move into the next energy cycle, in this case, Libra. Molly raised another interesting point when I listened to her a few days ago. And she suggested that we consider that Neptune in Aries can be dissolving the individual. I hadn't thought about it that way. And this, according to her, is because of the snowball effect of technology that can be deceiving us and diminishing our humanness. Technology is experiencing exponential quantum growth. And with that, it is infiltrating areas of life that have not been disclosed, I think sometimes deliberately, and sometimes we simply just don't know. It's ignorance. So we're just not aware. So how often do you think if you're having an argument on the phone with a robot? Really? What makes you think you're going to win that one? Food for thought. Neptune is currently retrograde in Aries until the 23rd of October, when he moves back into his comfortable space in Pisces until the 27th of January 2026, when he recommences his travel through Aries for the next 14 years. Now, since Neptune has an orbit of 165 years, those of us who are currently alive have not experienced him through Aries energy. So more on that another time. Retrogrades are times of review. We have a few things retrograde at the moment. So it is time to review your life, particularly since May 2025, earlier this year. Have you grown spiritually? What has changed for you? Are you resetting your spiritual mastery respon Are you resetting your spiritual mastery responsibility and commitment? Virgo here supplies the strength and the determination you need to fulfill those responsibilities to yourself. And this can relate to both physical and mental health. What, if anything, in your lifestyle needs resetting? So now, after this eclipse, and having resolved our lessons, we can move tomorrow into Libra energy. What do we need to consider here? Libra is about relationships, especially partnerships, harmony and teamwork, sociability and refinement. As we progress towards the full moon in Libra around the 7th of October, take a look at those relationships in your life. What are you learning? What needs adjustment? Now, as many of you know, I teach yoga as well, and I have a colleague in Melbourne who runs an organization called the Yoga Creative. And Margie offers a variety of yoga classes within the studio and online. So if you live in Melbourne, you may care to join a class. If you are remote, maybe take advantage of the offer to connect to online classes. And there is a variety of classes. Yin yoga, which is lovely, restorative yoga also, hatha and others. Amazing and experienced teachers. Do check it out. I'll put the reference below in the notes. Now, something a bit out there. Do you know they have flying taxis in Rwanda? What? You know what? It's amazing what turns up on YouTube. I found this clip about Rwanda in Africa using drones. Or are they using flying cars with, or are they flying cars without drivers to deliver all sorts of items? Now, in a country considered third world, sometimes it is an advantage when the new technology appears, since the country does not need to follow the path of a developed country. The terrain in Rwanda is challenging, and other modern means of overland transport is difficult and expensive to create. The range of the flying vehicle is small, but technology is advancing at such a pace that this can only improve. Viewing the footage suggests to me that this project is heavily backed financially by China. But check it out. Let me know what you think. This news is likely to be followed by similar information from many other sources because Uranus, the energy of innovation, is now in Taurus and supported by Pluto, the energy of transformation, and is moving into Gemini very shortly. Or is it in Gemini now? Forget now. But I've been watching the transformation, this evolution of flying cars for some time. And the Uranian energy is only supported by Pluto in Aquarius, the energy of transformation. So what next? Let me know what you think. Now, endings and new beginnings. September is a 9 months. 2025 is a 9 year. According to numerology, 9 represents endings, so that we can begin something new. This month, I have had around me the perfect illustration of this phenomena. A delightful family came to stay with me for a few days, a mum and dad, a son and a daughter. The close-knit family of 4 were installing their 20-year-old daughter into lodging so that she can study medicine at Bond University. But it's really hard for the family to let go. As the girl begins her new and onward journey in life, she's compelling her parents to grow as parents and her little brother to expand his boundaries. But it's painful for them as they realize that the tight family dynamic that they've been enjoying now needs to change. And they will all grow with this experience. It's part of life. Those of you who are parents can sympathize with the parents. And it's always hard to let your little baby leave the nest. However, parents need to trust that they've done the work. They've given the child the skills and confidence to be a responsible adult in a challenging world. The young person will grow simply by needing to navigate the new challenges without parents around. The daughter and the family are both now creating another new reality for themselves. What endings are you experiencing in your life? Let me know. How does the future look for you? You know you can create your own future. Can you be an optimist and trust that both your vision and the energy around you will reward you with what you truly deserve? Let me know what you experience. Till next time, enjoy this eclipse and the energy of Libra energy. Bye for now.